What are your thoughts on the Queen's Platinum Jubilee?
You know what, I do follow the Royals, and I've always sort of been invested in that, but I think as Canadians now, I'm not feeling quite as invested because I'm not really sure what the monarchy is really doing to influence Canadians. So, I don't know, I feel like over time it's fading.
You know, I think it's just incredible, just as like a public figure, just as far as just like public perception and everything. Like, you know, whether outside forces in the world really know the role of the royal family, especially with us in Canada, it's just such an amazing thing. You just take a step back and you look, and it's 70 years, and I think a day will come where she won't be around, and I think there will be a void left that we won't be able to fill. So I think that's just wonderful. I think it's wonderful news.
Oh, that's pretty amazing, actually. She's still going. She's still going physically, more or less now, I guess. But yeah, it's again, it's part of history, so that's our historical background, and it's still going on. So
no, it doesn't really change my day to day, but pretty unique, I think.
I was in a pram at her coronation, apparently. I was like 3 or 4 weeks old, and my parents put me outside in the pram. She's been my queen, our queen, the queen, all my life. It's pretty amazing, and to see her the other night at the Jubilee celebration was phenomenal. I kind of worry that's another potential ripple across the world when she passes, but right now I'm just glad that she seems to be coping well with everything, and hopefully these events over the next couple of weeks, she's able to enjoy them and get some reward from all the work she's done over the last 70 years.
It's definitely something to celebrate, right? It's a big occasion, momentous occasion, but at the same time, as I said, there's so much happening around the world, the war, all of these. So that kind of brings in at least some news for people to share about, right? And that's like I believe like the silver lining in the crowd. We just need to probably work towards much more news towards like that, right? Just to make sure people are feeling elated this year and everyone's happy.
My parents are British, so I grew up with the royal family, and I am quite impressed with the length and what she's seen in the world and the changes she's been able to go through, but I'm sure my husband would have something else to say about this.
I think it's very nice that we have this relationship with the monarchy, but I think moving forward, I'm excited for Canada's independence from this.
I think it's great, but I don't know if we need them much in here myself. But as far as the Queen, I mean, she's been good, and it's good to see that. But that whole thing, I'm not sure if we need it.
Well, I was born in England, so my family is they've kind of follow it, but not really. I don't really know what I think about it. I think she's obviously been reigning for, like you said, 70 years. It's a really long time. She knows what she's doing, I guess, or she's got good experience doing it. But yeah, it's probably time for her to step down, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe get a fresh lens. But I don't know if she would have any other influence on it if she stepped down. But
I mean, she's a cool figurehead and all. I don't know how much effect she would have in Canada. I know the prince came to Vanier where I live, but that's it. You know, it's kind of meh for me. You know, doesn't really affect my day-to-day life.
Good for her. One of the longest-serving heads of state in history, really. So. Yeah, not much to say about my boss's boss, but yeah.
She represents an institution that does not belong, I'd say, in our modern world. I think we should obviously get rid of them. Even if it's a purely symbolic gesture, I think it seems a bit silly to me in this day and age that we have a queen.
I guess as a milestone to mark that would be something appropriate, as long as we're not under the delusion that it's been all, roses and rainbows.
I have very conflicted feelings on this because for the longest time I was a big supporter of the monarchy, and I liked the relationship that Canada had to England and the old British Empire and Commonwealth. But more recently, I don't really see England doing anything for us. We don't really get preferential treatment. We don't really get preferential access to things. And I don't really know why we're keeping this as like a more cherished relationship if we're not going to get something out of it. Like, it's kind of their heritage more than ours, and maybe it's time that we cut past and do our own way forward.
Well, I think she deserves a ton of praise for what she's done. She's very true to her role.
I don't follow much of the Queen, but good for her. I mean, if you can do that for 70 years without any opposition, props, right?
Her work ethic is what I respect. Like, she'd taken her job very seriously right to the end. So you have to give her credit for that, and it's worth a celebration. I mean, she's worked hard. She's held her head high. You know, she's a classy woman. I don't know about the bureaucracy and the corporation behind her, but yes, I think she should be. You know what? At this point, what's the point of saying we're not going to support her anymore? She's at the end of her life. She seems like a good person. Have I liked the fact that all this money has gone to that family to support a hierarchy and, superiority of classes? Absolutely not. But what are we going to do at this point?